is up to the people now to exercise their democratic right.
Of course.
And make their decision. Of course, the TPP and the PNM would have fielded all 15 candidates with IDA just short of about 4 candidates and UTP also contesting today. So, I mean, persons would, as I said, would have listened to the campaign trails, would have listened to the issues that would have been raised, but naturally would make their decision based on what you would want to see for the next 4 years, but generally speaking, for the future of Tobago.
Right, so just to let you know, as I said, 15 districts or voting districts, voting locations to follow. I'll give you this. Palativale, Lance for me, Speyside, that you will be voting on those people at the Speyside Anglican School. Bethel, New Grange, they would be voting at the Montgomery Primary School. Belgarden, Glenmorgan, that's Belgarden multipurpose facility. Bethelza Lekoto, that's Bethelza multipurpose center. Mount St. George, Goodwood, they would vote at the Mount St. George Methodist Primary School. Scarborough, Mount Grace, Dorothy Moses Primary School. Lambo, Lowlands, that is out there, not. Well, we didn't get information on that. Bonaccord, Crown Point, Bonaccord Government Primary School, Signal Hill, Patience Hill, Signal Hill Secondary School, and of course Bethesda, Bacalet, Mason Hall Primary School. So Mason Hall has two, they have Mason Hall North and Mason Hall on the other side. So that's at the, so Bacalet is Mason Hall Primary School. Plymouth Blackrock, that's Plymouth Anglican School. Roxborough Argyle, I see no space here, I guess. And Darrell Spring Wim is the Swarm Community Center. Buku Mount Pleasant, that's Buku Primary School. And Mason Hall Mariah, Mason Hall Primary School. So that's the districts that people go out to vote and exercise your franchise.
Yeah, brother. I mean, I know there were some activities yesterday, but today, you have no time on the 13th. The 12th is the day where you would exercise your democratic right, and persons already on the streets, even coming here this morning, persons already, I mean, we had the early birds at the midday, and people is kind of plan.
They plan the thing. I saw some in Mason Hall, at that Mason Hall Primary School, their cars line up the hill already. So, and then they go down, so some people are going to wait. There are those seasoned voters, if you want to call them that.
Right.
They make it early in the day. They want to be the first one to vote. So you have that, and of course you have those who will plan their day. You are allowed 2 hours or 3 hours?
Well, according to, if you're in, I guess, public sector versus private, but you are allocated in most workplaces a specific time, and on average you get a 2 hours.
All right, so you have that, and yours truly will make his way to vote later on when I get out of here. I have a polling card. I ain't opened it yet, and normally you're supposed to check to make sure everything all right. But I like them to open it,
Right.
And you do your thing, and you go to the booth, and then you stick your finger after, and so on. So it's a nice, smooth process, and you do have that freedom to do so. However, avoid any talking with anybody. Stay away from any confrontation or any, it was really sad yesterday watching this thing on Facebook, and the thing is gone viral. And I'm saying, these are young ladies, boy. And I'm saying, why do we have to bring ourselves to that? Juby, as I tell you, I try to, when I come out, I tell you, when I come out from here, it's few people, 1 or 2 persons, I may engage in that. But I don't, because I know how insensitive people could be, how disregarding they could be to your choice.
And there are people without reason.
No
matter what you say. But I mean, I just mentioned, though, I know some persons would have been aware, but the Division of Education, Research and Technology issued a release on the 10th, saying the Division of Education, Research and Technology advises that while all schools will be closed today to facilitate the Tobago House of Assembly elections, private CSEC examinations will proceed as scheduled. All right, to ensure minimal disruption and a seamless examination experience, all candidates originally assigned to Bishop's High School, including those sitting CSEC Chemistry 2 and Spanish 2, will now sit their examination at Signal Hill Secondary School. Using a single venue will allow examinations to continue without interference from polling activities. The division will continue to monitor the process to ensure smooth execution, and candidates are encouraged to arrive early and adhere strictly to the established dress code. All right, so that's some information.
Yep.
And as you talk about cars lining up, I know one particular location is not a polling station, but cars are still lining up there. That is the inspection. In Candy, to inspect your vehicles. I saw some lines there, but that's not a polling station. No. But you're seeing a long line of cars there.
And you have to ask yourself, why would you put yourself in that? There was the date for that. You have to conform to rules and regulation. That's where you get order in society. That date, you remember, was last year sometime. Everybody, I myself was in the line because that's the time for your inspection. You cannot not want your vehicle to be inspected. As I said, vehicle is not a luxury, it's a convenience. And if your convenience is not functioning, then you will be inconvenienced. And if you did not conform to the laws and the rules and regulation, then that too will inconvenience you with you going and have to fork out, as we say in local parlance, how much money for the ticket. So what do you, because as I said, there's a pride. I remember again, my first, I used to call, my first put was a laser, right? So you're making sure, you're taking pride in the laser, And that's where you learn about vehicles, right? You learn how to change your dispads, and you learn things about car that you did not know before. And so that was your pride. You're making sure it's working good, boy. So when you think your foot, as you bounce the key, must start and them kind of thing, you take pride. You're going by the I say doctor, of course, the mechanic, and he's going to check to make sure that it's all right. Tires smooth. Sometimes if you could afford, you buy you buy 2 brand new tires in front, and then you give your 2 for the back. But you make sure that they're nice. If they're off balance, you're going to align, just like I have to go and align this one you have, And you're going and check and make sure that every 3 months you change your oil and your filter and you're making sure the vehicle working. And if you're dropping a pothole, you're feeling that pothole. You follow what I'm saying? That, I don't know what happened to that pride. You're washing down your car with a certain pride. You're meeting up them fellas who you're meeting with and who are car and they're talking car. Come in the car world, you don't know. You just listening to the fellas. And so there's a pride, and I don't know where that is. Tobagonians have, listen, there's a guy, I don't want to call his name. I met him in America, right? He's from Tobago here. He does not, he takes pride in his vehicle. His vehicle used to be the cleanest. And I met him in America. I said, so partner, what are you doing with your car? Because we know how well he used to keep his car. He is not going to no car wash in America. He washing down his car. All now. It could be sleet, it could be snow. Because he takes pride. That fella is living in America now, from right here in Tobago. And the family would know who, if they listen, they know who I'm talking about. That fella does take care of his vehicle. So I am saying, there has to be some pride in taking care of your vehicle. If you do that, you ain't buy the vehicle. Your money ain't spent for that vehicle. If you ain't care about rules and regulation, and you drive up and somebody give you a ticket, you look for that. So make sure that you carry out the rules and regulations.
Yeah. In other news, Brother B, because I know today is a busy election day, but in other news, before it gets too lost in what is happening, Uptown.
Oh boy, yes.
Uptown fascinating.
Yes, man, they lick them out of the water. Yeah. But they tie with who they tie with? I have it here now. And I was to put them in notes, but I didn't.
Yeah, I forget the team that the band that they tied with right now. But anyway. I know that they definitely would have represented, and I think this is second time in recent years. So congratulations to the entire team, OG and they are. So I only got to see a little piece of the performance.
Right.
But Brother B. They finished with Southern Stars.
Southern Stars Orchestra. Yeah. And they're from where?
They're from,
but South. Anyway. Right, so it's Southern Stars, Steel Orchestra, and then Uptown Fascinators.
Yeah, 283 points.
Yeah, they tie. But I'm trying to remember that song by Crazy that they played. This is Outer Space.
Banned from Space.
I'm trying to remember that song by Crazy Boy.
I don't know it at all.
I don't know it at all. I don't know. But anyway, OJ, and let me tell you what I admire about OJ. I remember the recent interaction I had with OJ was at the Food Hub, right?
Right.
But you know they have a new home now, right?
Right.
They're at,
since
yeah,
December, so between
since
December.
I open my mouth here and get...
Yes.
Right, but anyhow, so he was at the Food Hub while we were doing the Caribbean cuisine.
Sure.
Right. And remember we had to interrupt him.
Ever so often.
And he was complying and so on.
Yeah.
And so OJ, take a bow, my brother. A talent that we just have to treasure. And congratulations to Uptown Fascinators, given the challenges that you all had to endure, where you had to go and to practice and have your band. Now that you have a home, and I had to drive by there and mark it, and to go inside there and to ball out, so as to listen for the acoustics, and to make sure that these people who constructed it catered for that, because if steel pan is not in a place where your acoustics is poor, then it's not making sense. But anyway, congratulations, guys. The team, Miss James, the captain, Salisha?
Yeah.
Yeah. And her sister. And I knew the father before he passed, was a true mass man. Trust me, he's a play Indian and thing. A real carnival person, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
In every aspect of it. He could be in your kaiso tent, he could be in your mass, he could be in your pan. And so I remember him very good. But and congratulations, all you. And keep it up. And we expect great things in this as you head into Panorama here in Tobago.
As I said, so they tied in first place, 283 points, but also TNTech New East Side Dimensions finishing 5th position with 275 points. We also had Alpha Pioneers finishing in 10th position, and they had 267 points. Who else? We had Plymouth Bethesda, Steel Sensation, finishing in 14th position, and that would have wrapped up in terms of the Tobago representation at the small conventional finals in National
Skinner Park, boy, and that was a nice time. What I like too is the costume, the outer space thing.
Yeah.
That they really look the part, and I guess that is what they bring, and that's the music was excellent. So again, congratulations. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is what took place this weekend. I know today's election day.
Yeah.
But just found
Just
that
to let you know.
space.
But you're listening to the Calypsos, the releases?
Yeah, a lot, boy.
Yeah, boy. And most of them, and I expected that, right?
Yeah.
I expected that they would go after the government because of the implementation. Incidentally, the launch of the Greens.
Carnival Village.
Carnival Village.
Yeah.
Were you there? I mean, there are people upset.
No, I wasn't there.
The booty,
Yeah,
the chairman, boy.
I was close by, but I didn't hear. I probably might have heard the boos from a distance, but I saw it online.
Boos from a distance, a title for a movie. I hear you, yeah.
But persons were disappointed with, I guess, the changes that the NCC would have done, and while the chairman was reading out the changes and making mention of some of the things that they're doing and stuff, persons express their dissatisfaction clearly.
They're missing Gypsy, that's what they want to say.
Well,
but Gypsy can't come back all here. Gypsy is gone. You have to embrace the new people. And, all right, now, the thing about Carnival is people, right?
Yeah.
Carnival is we. And if we understand the whole Bacchanal and the story, how it came and so on, and freedom of the slaves and so on. And of course, by the way, if you all know the real history, Carnival is really the 1st of August. But anyhow, so the colonial masters managed to shift it to a calendar, a religious calendar, because immediately after his Lent, and then he goes in. So that's a way to keep you calm and to keep you quiet, and to tell you why if you play Calypso, you're going to hell and they're going to be... anyhow, so the point is, at the end of the day, we are at this juncture where there's a change of government earlier. We have to come to terms. The Carnival, nobody is stopping the Carnival, although there were some concerns about that possibility, given the battle with the steel pan and so on. We could put all that in a mix. And I think that is where people vent their frustration. The fact that you come in to make another change that we're not prepared for. And you know how difficult it is to accept change. But at the end of the day, hey, we just have to be supportive and work with what we have to deal with.
Yeah, but is in full swing. The village is there. they have some new changes. And as to answer your question, yes, I heard some of the calypsos. Of course, the soca music are very much involved. As a matter of fact, a big up verse and I would have been part of Michael Tejas's show last night. That was a treat. But yeah, the music is out. And we actually have a calypsonian later on in the program.
Yeah,
Roslyn Reid coming to share her experience.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to take the break, and when we come back, Shamika Dinoon. And yeah, see you after the break.
Vodel Supermart and Pharmacy. Almost everything, almost anything, almost anytime, almost every day. We in every season for every reason. Vodel Supermart and Pharmacy. Almost everything you want from a pharmacy. Just ask our pharmacist. Well, almost. We are here to serve all of you all of the time. Vodel Supermart and Pharmacy. 141 Chauvin Road, Buku. Call our pharmacy on 610-7634 or our supermart on 768-0723 and 766-0476. Vodel Supermart and Pharmacy.
For 10 years, Pulse 89.5 FM has been the beat that moves Tobago. From the latest hits to the voices of the community, we bring the island's rhythm to life. Every day, every hour. Stay locked to Pulse 89.5 FM, the beat of Tobago. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and stream us worldwide on the TuneIn app.
Welcome back, welcome back. All right, so we're going to mix, of course, Carnival is on, and of course, some of the new calypsos are out, and we will get into one of them, Shamika Dinoon being the artist, and she's going to talk about Tears of a Nation, and there's so many others that are released. Some of them, I anticipated that's a booking me ticket for Skinner Park for Kaiso Fiesta. That's my lime, my Trinidad lime. I stopped going the fet and them in Trinidad. But however, you see Skinner Park, that doesn't miss me. All right, so we will speak with Shamika Dinoon. She too has been in Skinner Park, and I'm only saying that because I kind of calling it for her this year. And she will tell us about the song as we get into it. And of course, you're listening to some of the releases, which I anticipated would really be nation building and speaking to issues in the nation. I want to go further. There's one about Alexander the Great. I want you to listen to that one, man thing. And we'll get to them fellas in time. And as soon as we're ready, we will have our conversation with Shamika Dinoon as we celebrate Calypso. And yeah, are we ready, guys? And yeah, well, they tell me they're ready, so I'll still talk on it. So as we get ready, and of course we know Steel Pan, and we're looking forward to the finals of the medium band, finals and all the activities for Carnival, you know, the interdepartment that we have here in Tobago, that is our biggest Carnival show, if you want to call it that. We look forward to that, the activities in Roxborough, and that makes up all of the activities in Tobago Carnival in February, even though it's not the full swing. And that happens in October, all right? But in the meantime, our Calypsonians from Tobago must prepare a song to go down or to be judged and then to be elected for the Skinner Park and then maybe the finals, all right? Yes, you're ready. All right, so let's welcome Shamika Dinoon. You see how difficult the job is? I had to talk until they give me the cue. But anyhow, that's what I do on a daily basis. Good morning and welcome. Happy New Year to you.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Good morning, Brother B.
Very good.
Good morning, Juby. Good morning, Tobago.
All right, the tune this year is The Tears of a Nation. Why is the nation crying?
The nation is presently crying because we are going through so much turmoil, whether it be unemployment, whether it be domestic violence that has been on the increase over the years, and these are the issues that are affecting the nation. It has been affecting us year after year, but we need to address it and remind the people that, you know, we can't give up hope.
Mm-hmm. You've been in the business for how many years now?
I have been in the Calypso business for approximately 15 years now.
Wow, okay.
15 years now, and if my memory serves me right, so the Calypso Heritage Monarch, about 3 years ago,
Yes.
And then, of course, no stranger to Skinner Park.
No.
Is there a difference for you in terms of competing versus putting out these type of renditions like Tears of a Nation?
Yes, there is a difference competing and putting out your music. I would like to deem myself not as just a calypsonian, but an entertainer. So when I sing, I resonate to my audience, and singing for competition is different from just recording the song or putting out a video, because when you go to compete, you really want to stand out and bring your A game to remember, we are the voice of the voiceless. Calypsonians are the voice of the voiceless. So when you compete, you want to transcend a message rather than when you're in the recording studio, you're there passionately singing so that the voice can be heard.
And I just wanted to touch quickly on the Skinner Park experience, because I mean, performing Skinner Park, boy, Calypso Fiesta is a competition, but it's a whole affair by itself. Gracing that stage to disseminate your message. I can't remember the song that you would have done the last time around, but just give us a glimpse into that experience, especially because you're competing against those who are already in Trinidad, and you're traveling with your message,
of course,
and naturally you would be having to deal with logistics and that kind of stuff. Just a glimpse into that.
So this Skinner Park experience, as you know, everyone want to, how we call it, we want to see the big yard, because it's like the biggest yard of Calypso in Trinidad and Tobago by extension. So, you know, qualifying from Tobago, it's really, really an elated feeling. And there are challenges, as you mentioned, logistics. We have to carry down our props. We have to find place to stay. Sometimes we only get flight for the morning. And you know, sometimes it's a bit, you know, a hustle, but, you know, we are here for it. We are here for it. And Tobago has been doing tremendous over the years. We usually take approximately 7 or 8 to Skinner Park, and I know that it's challenging, but we do hold the fort and represent and make Tobago proud.
All right, Shemika Dinoon is a cultural activist as well. She's involved in so many cultural activities. Every time you turn, you say Shemika Dinoon, you hear she name. Like, you can't get rid of she.
No.
But I would admire, and I must commend you on that. You
Thank
are
you.
not just singing calypso or calypsonian. You are involved in the arts.
In the arts.
Right. All right, but let's talk about this song. And how it came together. You mentioned that the nation is crying. There's so many things happening, and then we're going to get a taste of it. And of course, so how the idea, well, you just gave us, we're going through pain. There's no question about that. But just talk to us about what you're dealing with. Is it a verse with domestic violence, a verse about the government, a verse about whatever? Or is it just totally dealing with all the issues in one?
You stand correct, because each verse tells us the different aspects of how the nation is crying. I know most people probably sing about, you know, the nation bleeding and we need to do better, but sometimes, you know, we need to reach out and hear the plight and the cry of the people, because they are there to say they need help. So the nation is crying, and each verse stems from poverty, domestic violence, unemployment, but on the contrary, the last verse states we can't give up hope, and we will pray, and we will come back to this paradise as we know.
Find a solution. All right, so you wrote the song?
No, I did not write the song. The song was written, let me see if how good you're following Calypso. The song was written by the man with the golden pen. That's what they call him.
They call him the last fella I know with the golden pen. Sign my name with a golden pen. No, it was Winford Divine. I mean, he's gone.
Yes,
and that was the real golden pen.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, what about you, Juby?
Juby, you know?
I'm afraid to say, I don't want to call you wrong name.
Yeah.
I give up.
Oh, Lord.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, we give up.
All right, so this song was written by one of Trinidad and Tobago's most prolific writer, Mr. Christoph Grant.
Oh, boy. And you know, he was in the mind, but I didn't really. But, all right, so Christoph Grant, well, oh, God. And he gave him Singing Sandra. He'd written for so many people.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, let's get a taste of this. Guys, are we queuing it up or are we going to do a cappella? Let's go. All right. Pump it. I like the intro. You're going to sing, eh?
Oh, and Tamboli sits in each hopeful line. Every creed and race, an equal place they shall find. Yet every day I meet, crawling on the floor, vagrants on the street, no place for the poor, or social rejects, reminders of all neglect. But do we pause in front of the mirror to check? No. So when morals and family norms gone astray, and wanton blood flood the streets every day, and mothers bruised and knees struggling to cope, amidst the guns and dough, I can't give up hope. And so we pray each day for our nation's soul. As bandits walk, we conceal like brave and bold. Whilst I have to build more reservoirs just to hold the tears of our nation. Overflowing way beyond our control, the tears of our nation.
All right. Well, listen, as powerful, you know, we had to put this thing in order, Cox.
Yeah.
We have powerful women in Calypso. Shamika is one of them.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I listen for is and you heard me with the intro, right?
Yeah.
When she goes on stage, you hear, and I'm mixing them, eh? You're hearing singing Sandra, you're hearing Ella Andel, and there's another female in it that you actually get from her. So it's like, when you're listening this, you're listening to a powerful, and this is no joke, I'm telling you this, it's a compliment. But and I don't know if you noticed, right, over the years, and she has graced all the stages, particular Skinner Park, with a certain kind of embrace that no other of the females have it. So she's by herself. There's no question about that. I'm not making up things here. Right, so let's talk about those influences that I could identify with. And am I right?
Yes.
Ella Andel.
Indeed, you are. Ella Andel is one of my icons in Calypso. Besides Calypso Rose, Ella Andel has that, you know, that adoption and that lament that, you know, that I mirror to say, when I sing, I want to be soulful and from deep within so that people could hear what the message in the song. So when you have that powerful starting, you connect. You connect to the audience, you connect to the judges to say, here I am, this is what I come in with. Right.
And Sandra?
Oh my, and singing Sandra, listen to me. You see that groove and the moan and the groan of the mother in her, you know, because as we call her mother Sandra. And the way she connotates on the words of a song, that it brings out a feeling and an urge to say, listen to me, I'm destined for greatness. So when I listen or I watch these Calypsonians, female Calypsonians, that I know where we have come from. So because in order for you to know where you're going, you have to know where you come from. Excellent. So we learn from our greats.
I'm still trying to remember this song in Skinner Park. You said you did Are We Soulfish?
Yes, I did.
That was in 2024?
Yes. Yes,
right.
Yes.
Yeah, and
last year?
What happened last year? Last year
No, I wasn't in Skinner Park last year. I was a national Calypso queen, but I wasn't in Skinner Park.
Right. And the song that you sang in that competition was in the Queen?
I sang, oh my gosh, I forgot to know.
because there's a specific thing I want to ask.
Back to we roots.
Right.
Say carnival back to we roots.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
When you decide what you're going to present, or the songs you're going to present for this specific year, is it that you go to your writer with a particular idea, or you're kind of open-minded with what you want to put out?
So most times I am open-minded, as the writer will watch me or know my styling of singing. I commend Sherwin Cunningham, the deceased, for that. He just called and said, this is you,
Right.
God rest his soul. However, this year, when I was going through so much, and then this song just came to me, and then when I spoke to Mr. Grant, he was like, are you sure you want to sing a song? And I said, yes, I want to sing a song like this. I said, I am a more passionate singer. So he was like, what's the idea? I said, the nation crying. How about we say tears of a nation? And
that was it.
And that was it. I mean, he rewrote it 3 times because we wanted to find the right mood. I am not a political singer, so one vein it was political, and I was like, I'm not going there, you know. And then when he did it over, I said, this is it. This is it.
So this would fall in social commentary.
Social commentary, yes.
All right. So you're in the Queens?
No, I'm not in Queens.
All right. Why? What happened? You wasn't ready? All right.
Yes, you know when it's your time. You know when it's time to say, listen, this is what I'm going for, and you're going to keep your eye on the prize and stay focused. So until everything is, because it's a short season.
Of course.
What keeps Shamika in the realm?
So my children are the pillar towards my success. Everything I do it because of them and for them. So as I want to be the greatest role model towards my children. So they keep me going. As my youngest daughter, she's only 8 years old, and I'm telling you, she knows the words to my song.
Right.
It was real Shamika, always in the mix.
Yeah, she's in everything. No, the thing is, right, so, and I like how your children are, following, and you are the idol, so to speak.
Of course.
As we go forward. This season, the 10th is what we go to hear, for those of us who will not hear on the radio. You're going to make your rounds to all the media houses and to promote your song. But where are you going to be, and again, where the judges would catch you? I hope not only when judges come, but you should be in some place that we can hear you.
As you mentioned earlier on, I am not only a calypsonian, and around carnival time is my peak season because I'm also a band leader. So I have to find time to balance between mass and calypso. Hence the reason I don't particularly sing in a tent. I always face the judges unattached. I go in the bullpen. I go, and there you have it. Not only when you sing in a tent or with the band, the judges can hear you. You can go in the bullpen and be successful. Okay. So because of my time schedule and, I want to balance, because, you have to be committed to the tent. You have to be there every night, and sometimes you finish in midnight, and when I reach home, I have to, I have glue to stick on these gems, and, so.
And I'm seeing Unattached is on the 28th. That's the correct date?
Yes. Unattached for Tobago, the 28th of January, Scarborough Library.
Well, judges would come to the individual tents and naturally in your comfort zone because you perform with your tent, and the judges come into that zone to judge. But the experience in the bullpen, you're a seasoned bullpen artist. And for those who are not aware, that is the labeling of going up to face the judges unattached. You're not associated with
any tent.
That experience doesn't, I know your experience because of the mass versus calypso and the timing, but that experience itself at the bullpen is not an easy one in my view. What do you say?
No, it is not easy because over 500 people from Trinidad and Tobago, because they have to go north, south, east, west, and Tobago. So you are competing for a space from 500 just from the bullpen, right? And then the others who have the advantage of the brass and the horns and the chords in the band. So when you face the judges in the bullpen, it's a challenging. Yeah, you have to just say, listen, I'm going out there and do my thing, because I'm telling you, it's a bit challenging in the bullpen, because sometimes, you put in your track, the DJ probably not raising your levels. You know, sometimes you're singing and you're telling them, you're telling them this, but you know, if you're not experienced as a DJ or the sound system, you might think, that's part of the act, but yeah, you go through so much when you go through the bullpen, but there is hope in the bullpen.
Tell me some of your titles you've won.
I have won several titles, both in Trinidad and Tobago. I have won the Lavantil, Calypso, Extempo, and Soca Macaque. Yes.
No, don't choose Extempo. Careful, watch yourself. Extempo. All right, okay. We are going to do it. All right, go ahead.
I have won La Hoqueta, Calypso Macaque, San Juan, Calypso Macaque, well, of course, Tobago Heritage, and my accolades goes on. So
okay.
I have been from north, south, east, and west, and Tobago showcasing.
And that's what I like about you. You're not static and you move around and that sort of thing. But anyway, the art form Calypso, there are those who are saying that, thank God for Carnival as we get ready to wrap. Do you think, and you hear people say the art form is dying, it's not getting, after this, we may not hear you after February. The Calypso art form, what do you think? What does it need really? Do you think, the tents are dying, you don't see people going out to the tents in the days when it used to be the place to go. What needs to be done as far as your observation is concerned?
I think Calypso needs more recognition from January to December, as Calypso is the mother of soca, whereas, but we don't get enough recognition, and the Calypsonians after February, sometimes they don't have somewhere to showcase their song, because sometimes if you don't make it this year, you can't use back this song next year, and it's very, very expensive. So I think that more should be inputted in Calypso, so that we have the development and the workshops and, artists, holistical environment, so that we can have a stage from January to December. So if we have platforms to encourage the Calypsonians, so not only in the carnival season, but throughout, I think we will have a better showcase of what talents we have here in Tobago and Trinidad by extension.
Yeah.
Yes. Before we close, how can persons listen to the song or get the song? Is available on platforms at the moment?
Yes, my song is available on platforms. My Facebook page, Shamika Dinoon. I'm also on YouTube. I did a video for the song. The song was so passionate that I needed to do not just a cartoon video as I see most people do. I did a, long time you're watching TV and you're seeing the little Trini and Charlene Boudram and Ricky Jai and Marsha Manson. Yeah, I did an entire video for this song, so that
it's available on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Yes.
We want to thank you very much for being here this morning. Wish you all the best. Keep that energy and that vibe, and just So we leave it there. I was going to challenge you with Extempo. We don't have the time, but we fix that another time. All right. So we go for the break, and when we come back, lots more. See you then.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
There are some new developments in housing in Tobago, so it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly.
Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Escape to elegance at Le Chateau Suites Tobago. Gated privacy, breathtaking villas, unforgettable memories, where Caribbean dreams become reality.
All right, welcome back. All right, so we will, as I said, we will bring periodical reports to you. We do have Maxwell and Adeline on the field, and we will get their reports once. All right, let's go to one of the clips.
How was the voting process for you?
It was very smooth. I was the 16th person that voted in my polling area. Everything is went smooth. I had a drink last night. There were a lot of people lining up to vote. Massive crowd of people lining up to vote. And that's a good sign. Now the danger for that election is pointing in a particular direction. So I'm here already and waiting later on to celebrate.
How was the voting process for you?
School.
And did you find it as it had a lot of people there?
Yeah, a few people more on the other side.
This is the first time you're voting?
No.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, right.
All right, so voters are out and in their varying districts. As I said, we have 15 voting districts, and of course, the locations we've shared with you earlier, and of course, we are going to bring you more reports as they come in, and we are waiting, the candidates, some of the candidates from the varying districts, and of course, as soon as they come in, we will share them with you. Yeah.
Some persons take for granted when a voter would say that the process was smooth, because in other territories, you can run into different situations. So when a voter actually says that it was a smooth process, that is something that we can't take for granted, because at least you could carry about your business post exercising a democratic right. So we'll continue to share the reports as we go along this morning's program, and of course bring it to you live right here on Rise and Shine. And the candidates, hopefully we have some of the actual candidates who would give their review closer to the time when they would have exercised their right. Of course, you could continue to share your comments with us this morning, by the way. Let me see what is happening with us here on Facebook. I'm seeing a lot of you tuned in early. Susan Grant is with us. I'm also seeing Alicia Sharp, La Patricia Ann McDougall, Joseph Charles, Christopher Allen, Dexter Craig, Daphne Julian, Minjin. Hey, Minjin, what's going on? I wonder if Minjin will touch base to exercise his democratic right. But good morning to each and every one of you who are with us this morning on Rise and Shine.
All right, so we do have Camille McKetney, one of our senior reporters from the newsroom. Good morning, Camille, and where are you located and how are things looking?
Good morning, Brother B. Good morning, Jumaane. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I am now at the Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive School. I have been to Color Hall, the various polling booths in Color Hall. I've also been to a couple of polling stations in Scarborough, around Scarborough, like the Scarborough Outreach School and the Methodist School. And so far, voting seems to be steady. All I can say is that there are a lot of cars parked around all the voting stations, and people are going in and out very quickly.
All right. And you haven't seen any of the candidates for any of the parties as yet?
No, we haven't. Actually, Trevor James voted at 6 a.m. In his district, we are here waiting on him. He's bringing his wife at the Signal Hill to the Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive School where she's going to be voting. So we're waiting on both of them to come. We've spoken to voters outside the booth, and people are saying that they're coming out early because they want to do the whole task, the democratic process extremely quickly and early before everybody comes out.
Very good. So
people are saying that the voting process has been very smooth so far.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think we will continue to monitor. In terms of you said that the process is smooth, generally speaking, but in terms of the logistics, you're seeing a lot of vehicles as it stands right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, let me compare it to April 28th last year, right? At that time, you had like 5 or 6 vehicles being parked, so people going to vote. At this time, you're seeing 15, 20 vehicles around the polling stations, indicating that people are going and coming, and people are constantly looking for parking. So that's how I'm comparing in terms of what happened in the general election to what happened now, and even the THA elections 4 years ago, you hardly had any vehicles outside.
All right, so we are expecting, based on what you're saying, can you make the estimate that there's going to be a higher voter turnout given the number of vehicles that you've seen so early in comparison to the last election? Can you make that comparison?
But my crystal ball is not working this morning, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that would answer that. However, we are and you said you are waiting to speak with Trevor Williamson James.
Trevor.
Yeah. And you know not how well we get back to you on that, or are we going to, or is it within a close proximity? Is it quick? Are you going to get that very soon or later on?
We have no idea. He said he's waiting. He'll be here in a few moments, but you know how time is in Tobago, tropical time.
Very good.
Okay,
all right.
Just one quick one, Ms. McKechnie. Are people upbeat? Are you seeing a certain level of excitement, or persons are just calm and carrying about their business? Are you seeing any particular
people are extremely calm. People walk out with smiles on their faces, generally.
Okay. All right.
All right. We want to thank you for being with us, and we will get from you later on as the time progresses. See you after the break.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. All right. We go for the break. When we come back, listen.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
There are some new developments in housing in Tobago, so it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Escape to elegance at Le Chateau Suites Tobago. Gated privacy, breathtaking villas, unforgettable memories, where Caribbean dreams become reality.
All right, welcome back, welcome back. So as I said, we will get periodical reports from the district, from the polling stations or the district. Yeah, the voting districts, all right? And as I said, it's 15 of them throughout Tobago, and we await, as was said by Camille McKetney, they are waiting to speak with Trevor Williamson James, who is the area representative or the candidate for the TPP, that is, Scarborough Mount Grace, and he voted at the Signal Hill Secondary School.
Just some information here from the EBC, saying that the highest electorate is Mason or Mariah. The lowest electorate, Bacalet, and some figures they quoted here, 4,203 in the Mason or Mariah district, in comparison to 3,129 in Bagatelle, Bacalet district. But nevertheless, the polling stations will be very much active throughout
the day. Yes, of course.
In terms of the prediction, you wouldn't. I guess you could compare based on. You could look at if this time around persons are willing to vote earlier, as opposed to last time around, but throughout the day, in different districts, you would get different traffic.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I ask about it, in some cases, you have more voters coming out earlier, but that's not consistent with the voting patterns.
Right.
Yeah, some would come out early, before by 6, up until 12, you might get a little lull. And then later on, you have people, so you really can't judge it, basically, but in some, and you're not monitoring that to remember how many people came out the last election, whether it was earlier. But we are looking out for all the information that can inform us as to how the voting is going. So
it'll be interesting to know the age groups as well that you see, that you're observing. I mean, you will get the data afterwards, but just in terms of observation. But based on the last report, you're saying that persons are saying smooth, and you see in the vehicles, persons are getting in and getting out, and they are based on what she's saying, upbeat, smiles on their faces. And
right. So it's a full day, and of course 6 to 6, and of course, no alcohol, people. You cannot go and take a drink before you go to vote and so on. No alcohol is going to be sold at any of the groceries or wherever alcohol is sold. So no beer, no nothing at all. And so you have to be sober and focused. Do your duty and then go home. Yeah, full stop. All right? And if you have to return to work, for those of you who have your 2 hours off and so on, make use of it, and then you go back to work. In some cases, people leave, let's say they have to leave work 4 o'clock, they leave 2 o'clock, so that they have the 2 hours or whatever the case may be. 2 or 3 hours, I had to find out whether it's 3
hours. 2 hours. 2 hours. In most cases.
Yeah, all right, well, we confirm. All right, so we're looking forward to that. And of course, we will get the reports as far as all the candidates are concerned, and we'll get the varying reports, obviously. Just to let you know where some of the where the voters, or like for example, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, he will vote at Palativia Lansumi Speyside. He represents that, and he will vote at the Speyside Anglican School. Right? Darren Hector Henry, Bethesda New Grange, he will vote at Montgomery Primary School. Dr. Faith Brebner, and she represents Belgarden Glamorgan. She will vote at Belgarden Multipurpose Facility. Zarisha Hackett, she will vote at Bethesda Multipurpose Center. Megan Morrison, Mount St. George Goodwood, she will vote at Mount St. George Methodist Primary School. Trevor James just voted at the Signal Hill Comprehensive there. Wayne Was Clark, Lambo, Lowlands. Nikita Percy, he will vote at Bonaccord or Bonaccord Government School. Nigel Tate, he will vote at Signal Hill Secondary School. Natisha Charles Pantin, Bacalet Mason Hall Primary School. Kern Alexis, Plymouth Blackrock, Plymouth Anglican School. Orlando Kerr, that's Roxborough Argyle. I didn't see they have any. Mr. Ricky Jofield, Wim Dal Spring, he will at the Swarm Community Center. Keegan Dinoon, Buku Mount Pleasant, he will work at the Buku Primary School. And Ian Pollard will vote at the Miss Noel Primary School. He's Miss Noel Mariah. Yep.
Yeah, and I know this morning you spoke about the unfortunate situation, Brother B, but Officer DCP Martin would have mentioned yesterday that an investigation would have been taking place, but she told Channel 5 News that police were deployed to the scene and investigations continue into the incident. As a little
fracas.
Yeah, a little fracas that took place. And naturally, I know naturally we would have our resident officer Spigot with us, but naturally the officers would be out there in their numbers, making sure that everything is smooth from a safety and protection standpoint. But generally speaking, our elections are generally safe. But
I saw
they get too passionate.
Yeah, I saw another fracas with some fellas on Facebook too. You know, a chuck off shootout.
Like some clash?
Yeah, a chuck off thing. And I know it's politically motivated. But as I said, until tonight, when it's over, right, then you could say I told you so, right? But not before. Because that, wait until after. I know of husbands and wives who have supported different parties and
function.
They get along. They just don't have the same party that they support, and that's fine. And that's what you are allowed to happen in a democracy, right? So we live in love. I tell you, after the election, we all had to live here, and you still have to go buy me for harvest. You understand? So we will do back and here, and let me keep it clean. All right. So Juby, in terms of as we speak, the carnival is in full swing. I have to say, obviously, we're not hearing about no soca monarch, right?
I hear nothing, Brother B.
So how will you going to make out, boy?
Well, I'm not sure. Well, I'm still competing in the freestyle and stuff. But in terms of the soca, I mean, last year was the ultimate soca champion.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a lack of funding this time around. But we about 4 weeks or so out from the carnival season. So in terms of announcement, if nothing is announced this week,
nothing happening.
Just based on how I'm looking at
but
the dates, I don't think. Because the Chutney Soca Monarch is on, the Calypso Monarch is on. Panorama is in full swing. Congratulations again to Uptown Fascinators. But stick fighting is on. I hear nothing for the soca. Problems.
All right, so hear me now. All right, so I in my own little corner, observing that, and you mentioned something there that because I'm making the comparison, right? So scouting for talent is dead. That's done. Right? So they came with something with the stars, other Digital Rising Star. I don't want to call the companies, right? And none of them survived. Mastana Baha is still existing, Juby.
Right.
I want you to listen to me good. And then so we. Yeah. And I don't want to describe we. Mastana Baha still exists. You just mentioned what? The Chutney Soca? That ain't got dead. It got live forever. What it is wrong with we? Why we can't keep nothing alive by? And I'm saying it like I'm talking to them fellas because we need to talk to we like we. Juby, what it is? Why? After Monroe, I remember flying on a plane with Monroe, some part of the Caribbean. Me and Monroe, we sit down on that side of the plane and we talking soca.
William Monroe.
And he's saying he's going to leave this and hand it over. He did it. He handed it over. They changed the name, all kind of thing. And we cannot keep alive what makes Trinidad Carnival. Let me understand that. Soca Monarch contributed to go back to the days when Monroe used to run it. When Super Blue was the dominant force. After Super was Marshall, Iowa, Bungie. Come right down till it boiled down to nothing. I could remember when Young King, understand something? I remember when Jack introduced Young King to Calypso. It was the biggest thing. Soca Monarch was nowhere around yet. It was the biggest outside of the Kaiso Monarch. Was the biggest thing. Everybody wanted to be in Young King. You know what happened? Here were they introduced. They say, if you win this year, you can't come back.
Yeah.
Juby, that's what led to the death of Young Kings. We're struggling now.
Well, it's still around.
It's still around, but it does not have the oomph. Let me tell you, people come to see stars. World Cup in Canada and America and Wales. Mexico. You know who people are going to see? They're going to see the stars and hope to get a glimpse, hope to get a picture of them. We have to understand something in this business. Anytime you get rid of your stars, you have to understand, Juby. And this is what, you know, and sometimes when you look on, you see, when you look on, Jwikijai, Akash Yankaran, Sonny Mane there, all them soca stars there, going to be in the chutney, soca. Them fellas not getting, you can't come back because you win last year. The people are going to support them in Skinner Park, in the biggest Indian show, if you want to call it chutney, is that. And you know what they're doing? They're integrating black people in it. When you went and nearly win them, they had, what name?
Well, Marshall is the defending champion.
Well, Marshall. So the point is, if you watch good and observe, and this is what I'm saying, we have to be conscious and we have to love we. And it's no discrimination. They love their own. We struggling to love we own. How in Dickens' name, you would let an entity as Soca Monarch, all the others spin off from Soca Monarch, that's same Chutney Monarch, that spin off from Soca. But nobody ain't going to talk about it because they don't understand. We had to come to we and say, hello, listen, we cannot afford the sponsor, the corporate Trinidad had to jump on board and say, hey, we need to bring back Soca Monarch. And let we do it in a category where Marshall and them could bring out the crowd. When Marshall leaves Soca Monarch, that was it. Yeah.
Brother B, is a tough time. I remember last year we had the same conversation and then we heard of the announcement of the Ultimate Soca Champion, which was a version of it. But nothing from what I'm hearing. I don't know if something happening behind the scenes that I'm not privy to. But I on the ground over there as recent as last night and I didn't hear anything. But the bigger conversation is why not support it? Because I mean all of the other regional territories would have their own version of it. And I don't know, Brother B, I don't know. I don't know. I think, yes, the argument is it was dying, the turnout became smaller and smaller, but as they rightfully say, that star power, persons had different suggestions in terms of having, even if the legends are not competing, having them part of the program. Of course. You know, but I don't know. I don't know. As it stands.
But here one of my, so here one of my things, right? So Calypso needed a boost. Marshall came back and got into the Monarch, won it. And then the following year, he didn't.
Yeah. And who's the defending champion again?
The boy...
the senator?
The senator. Helan Francis?
Helan.
Yeah. All right, but anyway. So my thing is, I am very much disappointed that we do not understand. We boo down just the other day. Boo the new chairman. We're making issue with that. And we are booing ourselves for saying that we have allowed Soca Monarch, or whatever we want to call it, to die. People like you are looking for the opportunity to come on the stage and to take over from Marshall and them fellas. And it cannot happen if there isn't the window, should we say. And that's what Soca Monarch did. It provided a window for all the others who came out of it. And you cannot stand by idly and watch it die. Because, and you hear, you know, when Bunji would have said that he's not going back and so on. Bunji was the last stay, you know. Bunji was there, and everybody was the Bunji, and everybody, Soca Monarch night, all the bars light up, and everybody there with a big screen, and we following Soca Monarch because it was what? Every generation coming up in the business, one opportunity. Let me say it to Tobago, eh? You see that Soca, what we call it?
Soca Titan.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's going to build. It just need the right injection. Just watch, as small as we are in Tobago, the last Soca Titans that took place in Market Square. Juby, it was a sight to behold. And it will grow. Now, and it is young, upcoming stars. You see those young names, the two from Roxborough, Tam Tam and Verse. You have to give them the space, and I hope after this election, nobody and label nobody. And artists are to careful. Let me just say this one time. that when you go in, not jump on no side and no wear nobody jersey. Go up there with a color contrary to who the party is, sing your song and come over the people's stage. Make your money, let them give you your check and leave. Because what has happened in this atmosphere is that people quick to label you and your whole career could die as a result. So at the end of the day, we have to understand that when an artist is hired, he's an artist, full stop. You're not going to preach nobody gospel. You're going to and sing a song and clear out. You understand? So at the end of the day, my thing is, Tobago have something, and I'm sure you recognize it. You didn't take part last year, but I would hope that the opportunity presents itself for you to be a part because you obviously are rising.
Yeah, definitely. Without personal reasons. But
Okay.
yeah, but generally speaking, yeah, that as the Tobago Carnival grew, naturally the Soca Titan would supposed to grow parallel to that growth. But from a national standpoint, I would continue to say it's a disappointment having to wait and literally beg for this major staple event to happen. And not just because I am also a performer, but I'm just saying just because I too grew up watching it and seeing the success of many and seeing how important it is to the product itself. But nothing, I hear nothing, brother.
But let me go back to a point
No
you
report.
made. Yeah. The point you made about, even though you don't have the marshals and they competing in the Soca Monarch, or whatever you call it, them being part of it is critical for the crowd attendance. Because what that does, when it is shown across the world, right? This Soca event, now, we didn't have a Marshall Monday. Did we have a Marshall Monday? No?
No.
Did we have a Kes Tuesday?
Well, Kes does his event. It's not
Right.
Kes on Tuesday. It's not.
Right.
That's not the name of it anymore. But he does
right.
his
But
event. And
in-
there's a Marshall event on the Monday, but it's not the same organizer.
You see, let me hear why I don't know what it is wrong with we boy. Why we want to change things that work in by. Why we
I
want
saw
to fix
someone in the comments said, "Why must we embrace change all the time?"
Yeah,
Sometimes
but so the Marshall and the Kes and them, right? They said they're competing again. Fine. The substitute for that was the Marshall Monday. You know, people coming from Marshall Monday. Why has that been allowed to die? You cannot kill something that adds to the brand of the Trinidad Carnival. So now here what we have opportunity to do, right, in Tobago, right? So you don't play the fool with that. Because you don't have a Kes Tuesday, you don't have a Marshall Monday, and then you had a Iowa Wednesday. Where Iowa, what become of that too? All right.
Like, that is a NCC member.
All right, okay, fine. So Tobago now have the greatest opportunity to build on that. Juby, let's say you give us 3 more hits. You could have a Juby Monday in Tobago.
My thoughts on that plane, on that flight back to Tobago.
Yeah. No, the point I'm making is, right, so even though it's not, we don't have that star power, right? What you have observed in Tobago is, you mentioned his name earlier there.
Verse.
Verse came to Tobago and make a name with a concert at the complex there the year before.
Voice you're talking about?
Voice. Voice came and he utilized the space. He said, look, I'm going to have my concert here. Sell out, And that is what is needed. Anytime there is a lapse, because what people come to Trinidad, I have some relatives and family coming from Miami and things. They come in to enjoy all that leads up to Monday and Tuesday in Trinidad. So you cannot have one night here and nothing to go to. You wouldn't have that in Trinidad, I know that, but I'm saying in terms of major events. So if you had your Marshall Monday, you know that is a sellout. There's no question about that. If you're not having if you're not having your Soca Monarch, then let we go back to Marshall Monday. And Monday, and that you would have all, you name the artists, you have all international and all. So somebody needs to find out, Marshall, what happened to that? Why isn't that still existing? What do we need to bring it back? Because we do have a Soca Monarch 2026. The man, the head of the NCC, supposed to call a meeting quick and ask that question and how we could assist you in getting this done. Is it too late?
Well, as I said, if nothing comes up this week, I think it would be kind of rushed. But let's hope that some big announcement is brewing this week. In terms of the Marshall, as I mentioned, there's a different version of Marshall Monday that takes place now on the Monday, but it's not the same concert where Marshall and his team puts on. But I may be wrong, it's probably trying to swing it a different way. But as it stands, it's not looking too good on the ground. And even with some of these situations with the venues and promoters and stuff, I'm not saying that's the reason for the Soca Monarch in particular, but naturally, culture, yet again, is kind of like a side thought, you know, and that's just based on observation and just having certain conversations and seeing certain things literally cancelling, you know, so yeah, brother B, it's
looking good. All right, so you pull and thing, and you know, sometimes, you know, anyhow. All right, so as we said, this is election day in Tobago, people. Every 4 years, the THA has its election, and today, the 12th of January 2026, is election day, and people are making their way to the polls, and we are standing by for reports. Do we have another report? We are getting ready for another report. As soon as that is ready, we will bring that to you. As I said, you know, in varying districts, people are making their way for the entire day from 6 to 6. It's already started, and they are the citizens of Tobago, make your way to the polls, whether you have a polling card or not. And once you are there, registered to vote. I think it's 50 plus thousand. I'm not sure about the figures, but you could pull that up. I don't want to call a wrong figure. How many people are eligible to vote? We'll get that just now from Mr. Cox. And you are registered. You're there. You got it?
No, that's it. The exact figure. I will get
he will get that. And of course, yeah. All right. Let's take a break. A clip. Let's take in a new clip.
How was the voting process for you? And why did you vote early?
I think it's 50 something.
All right, thank you. How was the process for you for voting today?
It was very simple, very easy. You know, something is do. Regularly, I vote regularly, so it was nothing different from the ordinary.
You came out early to vote. What was the rationale for that? Why?
I have to go to work, so I just want to get out of the way because I have a lot to do in work, so I don't want to take the time during the day to do it.
All right, thank you.
All right, so we do have the accurate figures of how many eligible voters we have on the island.
So according to the EBC, Brother B, they are saying, and I just had the figure there, but they're saying 52,857 following the last report as of the 7th of July 2025. All right? 52,857. All right, and they're saying that is reflecting an increase of 1,641 electors, equivalent to approximately 3.2% over the former total.
Okay.
All right, and of course, the 15 districts where persons can vote, and as I mentioned earlier on, Mason or Mariah being the largest.
The largest, yeah. All right. All right, so at this point in time, we take the break. When we come back, lots more.
Have you visited Tobago Channel 5's Facebook or Instagram pages lately? Well, check them out now for all the interviews and up-to-date news. Remember to like, share and follow for Tobago news and current affairs information at your fingertips.
Daddy said it was our special lover. I told my granny, but she didn't help.
He was so nice when we talked online.
I threw up again. I just can't sleep. I failed my test. I missed school last week.
Now he wants pictures of my body. I have a right
to live free. Stop hurting me, please.
Don't keep child abuse a secret. If you see something, say something. Report it today at 996. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and the European Union United Nations Spotlight Initiative.
Some of the best things in life take 15 minutes or less, like ordering 2 doubles with sliced pepper from your favorite doubles man. Completing a Develop TT application online can be just as satisfying with a fast, simple, connected, automated construction permitting system. Doing business can become easy. Develop TT is here to do the heavy lifting of connecting applicants with agencies across the permitting system, making it a one-stop, seamless process. Your partnering agencies within the e-service are our 4 Town and Country Planning and Development Regional Offices, 14 Municipal Corporations, 5 Ministry of Works and Transport Divisions, 11 County Medical Offices of Health. Submitting an application for planning permission, status of land correspondence, stamp duty exemption correspondence, submit an unauthorized development complaint liquor license correspondence, custom and bounded correspondence, and you will be able to track your applications online, get a unique reference number when registered to use Develop TT, securely submit documents, reference digitized maps, and receive digital certificates on approval. Develop TT. Fast, simple, connected. Visit us at www.developtt.gov.tt, www.tcpd.gov.tt, or email us at support@developtt.gov.tt.
All right, welcome back. All right, so we as we proceed, we will bring the reports to you from our varying correspondents, Camille McKetney, Nadaline, and of course Maxwell. That are spread throughout Tobago. Obviously, people are making their way to the polls and are going to carry out or exercise their franchise, as it were. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and meanwhile, you can continue to share your comments with us here on Tobago Channel 5. Let me say good morning to Jerry Setner, Susan Haas, Travis Moses, good morning to you, Joan St. John, and all of you who are watching us on television or listening to us on Pulse 89.5 FM.
Mm-hmm. Joan St. John is out there in New York. Travis Moses is a big supporter. If you see Travis, I didn't know who Travis is. He walked up to me and let me know who he is. He's related to my wife.
Right.
Yeah, so he's a big supporter. Of course, Mean Gene, and he follows the politics. He follows everything. Mean Gene out there in Maryland, one of my biggest, very good friend and supporter and so on. And all of you who tuned in. And there are those who wish they could come home to vote. Yeah, there are those who still hold that privilege, yeah, that could, but and so on. So, as we wish all of you, I noticed. I don't know. I don't know if I think I will save that for tomorrow, because it has to do with, it's not any way to deal with. I see children now getting involved, and I'm not happy. The way I want to expound on it. Let me leave it for tomorrow.
Right.
Because I don't know. But anyhow. All right, so, and we're trying to avoid the politics. We can't talk politics all yeah? And so that's why we go talk everything else.
Yeah.
So while we wait on the reports. But at the end of the day, we all have to live here, regardless of which side you're on. And please, as I said, I advise, do not get in any confrontation with anybody. Vote. When you finish voting, go home. Not even stop by the tent that, they would have in the varying places where they, you don't wear the jersey, the color, and so on, but they know who they are. When you're done, head straight home.
Yeah, and let me just say that the DCP Operations and Goal Commander for the THA elections, Susan Martin, is just reminding persons to keep calm. Look up and keep calm and function, and they would be out there to ensure an incident-free elections today. And I guess all of the members of the TTPS will be deployed accordingly in the varying districts. All right, so let's just hope that everything runs smooth today, Brother B. Hey, Brother B, by the way, I guess we could mention it, right? I see like Newsday Calling it a day.
That's it. Newsday is no longer more existing.
Official?
Official. It's official.
Closing or?
They close. That's it. No more Newsday. And that's, I don't know, there are different views from different people. Some label it a particular type of newspaper, that it was heavily biased. But I don't know. I will refer to the newspaper. I will go through all of them when I want information, right? Like every morning. Yeah. I'll go through all of them, Express, Newsday, Guardian, and so on. And, you know, some bring different reports on a particular subject or it's reported differently. I can't say anything bad about Newsday. I don't know. It's sad that a media house could fall like that.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not just, I guess the main headquarters will be in Trinidad, but there are reporters and an actual spot in Tobago, you know, so what happens there? But I didn't know they closed. I was up, based on what I read, they were planning to close.
Yeah,
but
they're gone.
It's official.
They're gone. And there are a number of media houses that are really facing hard times. And it's not easy to maintain the business aspect of media. And that's a real issue. And what support are they getting from state, if any at all? And that is one of the issues. In some cases, it's a real challenge to keep afloat. We had Tobago News here in Tobago and he had to close. That was a newspaper that came out every week and it was a weekly newspaper. It wasn't a daily, you follow? And it was very difficult at one point in time to keep, and eventually it had to fold. So business for media is a challenge in some cases. All right, guys, you're telling me something, I'm hearing things there. Let me know. All right, okay. As soon as you're ready, we get the other reports. All right, so that's one. Obviously, globally, we are, well, there is the concern about Colombia and the threat to Colombia that they might face the same fate like Venezuela and what happened to Maduro. Well, however, the Bajan is saying, come, bring it on. That's the Colombian president. Yeah? He's saying, bring it on. Now, you don't want that. And then you ask might, you have power, and you have might. They are two different. So Colombia might feel they have power, but America have the might. and so on. So your thoughts on that?
Well, it's in Colombia, but I was, Donald Trump, in the last few hours would have tweeted or posted Cuba. And said Cuba lived for many years on large amounts of oil and money from Venezuela. In return, Cuba provided security services, in quotation, for the last two Venezuelan dictators, but not anymore. Most of the Cubans are dead from last week's USA attack, and Venezuela doesn't need protection anymore from the thugs and extortionists who held them hostage for so many years. Trump, very vocal these days. I know persons were asking initially about the real rationale behind the U.S. deployment and so on. But now we are hearing more about the oil and the money and assets and so on. And President Trump isn't holding back from his statements. You know, so you mentioned Colombia. I saw Cuba, and I'm saying, this would be an interesting 2026.
Yeah, well, it's already started that way, and we're watching to see. We're praying for peace earlier. The biggest Bajan they can't touch, and that's the one that doesn't talk much. You right, man? He doesn't talk much, but he's the biggest Bajan. That is, you know, they can't touch Russian president. He is the biggest Bajan. He has done the biggest evil by destroying a country because he wanted. And up to now, they can't touch it. Apparently, is a copycat mentality that we're seeing going on. And apparently, who have more powers flex the powers. But there's only one major power, and that is the master. And they must be reminded of that. But, you know, what say, every dog have his day. And so let me hope and pray that we can survive this 2026 peacefully, right? According to Singing Sandra. Roger George sang over Singing Sandra's song. Nobody wins a war. And, you know, since this bacchanal started with Venezuela, I'm asking people. And Roger George take a bow. Because I met Roger George some time ago, right here in Scarborough. when jazz used to happen by the Esplanade and when we had a good jazz. And I met this young man, but he gave me one of his, Roger George is a voice, his voice is very powerful. And he did Over and No One Wins a War by singing Sandra. And I think he took the time out to do that because of the time that we're in. And I've said to all DJs and radio presenters and so on who have access to music. Last night, me and my brother-in-law talking, Brother B, we need you back in the tomb of love so that you can spread some love songs and so on. And I listened to, Crusoe, my good friend Tobago Crusoe, he's back in England now. He sent me that recording of Roger George, of Nobody Wins a War. He said, Brother B, you will get them fellas to play it for me? I said, boy, I had no power to do that. The thing is, right, so with those types of songs, when you listen to an artist as Roger George, taking the time out to revoice this song and to bring it back and to make it more relevant, given where we're in, Jumaane. We need more anti-crime songs so that they would get the message. And if we could come together to sing We Are the World and so on, we could come together to do anti-crime songs to let these people know that, look, love is the answer. So I don't know if you heard it.
No.
Yeah.
No, but you're always talking about this one. You're always talking about this one. And it reminds me of the MJ Michael Jackson would have done We Are the World.
Yeah, and he did a song about the earth.
The earth and the impact it had. You know, and that's the thing, and music transcends languages and it unites people. But I don't know that one in particular. But the type of what we see now, Brother B, as much as these major players would have their heavy artillery and so on, the geopolitics is so sophisticated these days. It's happening and we're not even sure what's happening. So I think the reminder to live in peace is truly music. I can't evade that one, Brother B.
So we go now to Trevor James and his wife. Let's take that in.
So how was it? Tell us how the voting process was.
The voting process was very easy. You know, I've been doing this for a while now, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. Just easy going inside here.
Okay, how come you chose to vote early in the morning?
Well, I'm an early morning person. I did my 3 miles walk already for the morning, so before breakfast I said let me come and do it because by 10 o'clock I'm back in my bed.
And tell us what area you're from?
I'm from Goodwood, James Street area exactly.
Okay, no problem. All right, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay.
Mr. James, tell us about the voting process.
Camille, the process is as it is always. We've been at this thing for a long time, so we go in Tobago life is simple. We have no problems. And it's a smooth process. We go in and we come out.
Mr. James, how was it for you? How was the process for you? Was it smooth? How was it?
I guess so. It was very smooth.
Alrighty, thank you guys a lot. What do you plan to do for the rest of the day, Mr. James?
Go to the district and win a seat, Camille.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. James there, very proud, voting their finger with the red ink. And so on, and so that is done. Yeah?
And they decked out.
And they decked out in the African garb as usual. So, all right, so we await the rest of the candidates throughout. And of course, we have the PNM, the TPP, and of course the IDA, the 3 major parties. And of course, the lone candidate for, I think it's Buku Kwesi. Nikosi Phillips.
Nikosi Phillips.
Yeah.
And that is UTP. All right. And of course, Buku Mount Pleasant. So all the candidates, TPP and PNM would have fielded all 15. And IDA, I think is 11. Is it 11? And UTP, the lone candidate there. So.
All right. So we watch that. All right. So it's as it's now 8 o'clock, and of course we will bring you the reports as they come in, and of course get from some of the candidates and all the parties. We will want to get to hear from. So we go through that. Also, as we get ready for this transitioning, obviously tonight, the parties are going to have their celebration. That should be something really, especially the winning party, whoever that is. And that's another thing. All paraphernalias are down for now, but they will, dress up back their truck and put on what have you, and hit the streets from after 6 later on. And the reports will come in by about, let's say 10 o'clock. All of the polling districts should report their who the winners are, and as we get ready for that transitioning. So soca artists and so on will be on the stages wherever they are to celebrate with the winning party. Yeah, and we look forward to that.
Yeah, that one of the persons a short while ago said that he did his regular morning walk and got it out of the way. Because he's going back in bed at 10 so a proud retiree.
Yeah, boy.
But different persons, according to where you're at in your life, would maximize the morning period as opposed to during the day. Because you really just want to get out. We have a culture where, lining up and waiting and that kind of stuff is not really, a DNA. So if you could find that threshold where you could actually just function, go in and come out and move, sometimes you'll be surprised of how smooth the process is. And so far, based on the reports that we're getting, the process is...
You mentioned retirees and retirement. It's something that we don't talk about. We take it for granted that we're going to be young forever. We don't plan for retirement. Yeah? There was a Christmas song. Where,
not because you retire, mean you expire.
Yeah, right. Now, what does that mean? Now, it's a serious thing. And I'll tell you one of the serious aspects of it is not planning for it. Juby, you would work to your last day on your job and did not plan for your retirement. And you would find that it's not easy for you to stay at home. Psychologically, you're not prepared for it. So you find yourself getting up and almost getting ready to go to work. There are people who go to work, retired, and they go and they sit down in the job. The people who are, who take over would sometimes just be empathetic with them. But they have not come to the acceptance that they are not working anymore. They get up, they prepare meals and all of that. There are people who get up, sometimes there are those who accept it and still get up at the time that they normally get. Let's say it's 5 o'clock. They get up 5 o'clock, do what they normally do, prepare everything, and go back down, and some of them sit down in the house and just there, Some of them actually jump in their cars and go to their workplace. Some of their colleagues may say, girl, you're not working anymore, what are you doing here? Oh God, girl, I just don't know, it ain't easy. No, we may take that for granted and laugh at it, right? But it's a serious, serious thing. Now, when you retire able-bodied, it's one of the most difficult things to do. One of the most difficult things to do is nothing. You ever sit down doing nothing? Watch me. So what does happen, or what is needed? Now, this is why I can't accept this whole mentality that you must not do anything, only rely on your pension. Let me say you're a pensioner. You're getting pension, right? You stop work. You ain't getting your NIS and or you ain't getting them things there. Let's just deal with the pensioner. Let's say that you had your private. And the pensioner cannot engage in any activity that appears to earn something. Juby, that contributes to putting them or to taking them off of the earth. Because they are accustomed being mobile. So if Tanti, after she retires, says to the system, I am going to have a little parlor downstairs my house, nobody, and she's collecting a little kakada as pension, there are people who would go and complain to the people that they're getting the pension from, to tell them about Tanti when she parlor. And that is the only thing that keep Tanti alive and keep her kicking. But when you compare what she's making, she really ain't making nothing with the parlor. She's just there keeping active. And that's a real issue that we need to treat with. And then if somebody are going and take away that pension from you because all you're supposed to do is lie down and wait to dead. We cannot, that needs treating with. That's a serious matter. You know?
Brother B, you see, the thing is, people just think that I mean, I can't talk too much about it because of my age, but there's a certain level of panic if you're not preparing in time. And you would see it from time to time. You have a lot of elders who you would communicate with and stuff, and there's a panic because it's almost like if they're looking at the clock and realizing that they put certain things in place, you know, and just as what you're saying, we don't talk about it enough because you're just thinking that you have time.
Yeah.
You have time and you're living in it now, you know, and then when the time is too late, there's only so much you could do, you know. So I think it's a very important reminder that regardless of which age and how comfortable you feel you are, you have to really plan. And a lot of people too shy away from these insurance companies and those kind of stuff. I guess sometimes it's be the approach. Sometimes the timing is never right. When someone call and ask if you have time to talk insurance and planning for the future and stuff. But really and truly, if you take the time to really plan for your future, you kind of give yourself security for yourself and for generations to come in your family. You know? So I think, but I be hitting the nail on the head. We don't talk about it enough, and we stand the risk of ending up in a situation where it's too late and you're scrambling, and you're stressing yourself even more.
Yeah, but and you know, and so so that's one side of retirement. There is the gratuity money that you didn't expect to get.
That you expect.
You expect, but you didn't expect. In other words, you never have so much money in your hand. Right. So at once, right? Yeah. So you hear what has happened. There are some men, and I deal with the men first, right?
Yeah.
Let me say their wife die and what have you, right? They never live life. let me be honest, you know. I'll be with you, I'll be honest with you. They never party hard. They never get drunk. They never sleep out. They never done things that when you're young. So now, this lump sum of money come, right?
Yeah.
They're not expecting. They never had this large amount of money in their life. They have not planned for it. The children, maybe they had children and they said, Daddy, when you get a gratuity, I want this to do, and let me put this so there might be a conscious daughter or son that would say to Daddy, Daddy, when the money come, we must do this, put this away, but whatever, help my granddaughter to go to university, right? As they get the money, they now want to live life, Juby. They never party before, they now start a party. They're going in all the party, they're buying drink for everybody, right? That you want. So they experience what they should have done when they were young. Because I tell people, if you haven't done certain things while you're young, Juby, when you get older, you want to do it. Right. So them fellas there, they will crash. But they say, what? A fool on the money will soon part. If before you said it's soon, the money gone there. No. Those people need help.
Yeah.
So when you are going to resign or when your time comes, your money, you shouldn't wait no set of months for it. You should apply, let me say, a year in advance. And you know that they get it. What that person, let's say you have a conscious daughter or a son that may have that thinking and mindset. If he doesn't, she or he, the father, the son or the man, should take that to a financial advisor.
Right.
And give him the necessary guidance as how this money can be utilized. He will tell you what it is. Secondly, there are some people who wait until they're 65 to build a house and 85. And that same gratuity money is what they're going to take to build this house. Partner, you're wrong. Do you know, and sometimes the money not enough. And the kind of outlay you want to have swimming pool, you want to have all kind of theory. By the time you turn around, you ain't get roof yet, and the money done. Now, and these are the things that has happened to some people when they're not planning. And I said it already. If you're 50 and you're not knocked to roof, something on your roof yet, nobody, because your time, you did not utilize your time to do that. So while you're working, partner, for those of you who don't understand retirement money is for doing just that. Enjoy, you want to travel, you have a daughter in the States, you have a daughter in England, you have a son somewhere, you take the money. Boy, I want to come and look for you. Oh, you're going, all right, daddy, come. So. And you take a little piece out of it and you fly. And then you enjoy flying. Even maybe the first time you're on a plane and you enjoy, but oh God, will be there quite up here, boy. And so on, and then you think, and when you land, You go and your son take you up and so on, and you're looking around, you're watching the tall building and then. Do that, because that's what you did enjoy. He carry you out some place and show you things and so on, you see. And when you come back, you tell your friends and them, but you see me, every year me I go someplace, because that's how me I enjoy for me in the Tobago's accent. For me, retirement, right. So that's one. There are others.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I say just a short while ago, Brother B, you don't want to get caught up last minute trying to scramble to enjoy. Because there are people who just plan, and on contrary, plan successfully for their retirement and living. And good morning to the retirees.
Of course, that's the way that
Good morning to the retirees. Yeah. It has been a joy. I saw a post the other day where someone was saying that, yeah, boy, I could do it waking up in the morning, watering the plants, drinking my tea or my coffee or whatever it is, and kick up my foot on the couch and just rock back and know that my family comfortable. And, you know, that's a joy, just even thinking about it. You know, because you would have worked hard throughout your years, putting the work, made the sacrifices, and then you're comfortable in your retirement. You're really fighting up, you know. So it has been a joy to see those who actually did plan properly for their retirement. But
if you ain't plan, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Right. There's another aspect of the money. Lump sum money coming. You're going and you're telling all your relatives, oh God, girl, well, next week I'm supposed to get a check. Well, they tell me it's over 300 and something thousand, and I'm planning, I don't know, and then the phone ring again. Oh, Peter, boy, I hear you getting, and they come in to borrow now, right? Because you don't advertise. so everybody know. So there has some problem. It's either somebody had to do some operation, some kind of story, and here you know. All right. Now you have to give me back my money, you know.
Yeah.
Me, I go give you 100,000. That's supposed to take it. Wait, listen to me. So everybody coming to borrow, even your children. Now you have to know that half of them borrowing persons there, not giving you back that money. They're gonna listen. Let me say they borrow. You manage to borrow it, right? When you approach them, let us say that they say they're gonna give you back next month, or next week, or next fortnight, or next year. When you go to them, it's always an excuse, you know. In fact, they vex with you. What you want that now for? What you are doing that? You know want all that money there? And they start to find fault with you for wanting back your own money. Number one, you're getting your gratuity, keep your mouth shut. Maybe one of your children should know what you're getting, because they are the one might be able to take it to the bank or put it on a fixed deposit, whatever the case may be. There are those who would call all their children. Call them. Let's say that he home and so on. He call all of them. He might not tell them to get on here. And he decides that he will give each other maybe a 400, 4,000, 5,000, and he give them that. There are those fathers, There are people like that. And he would put down his foot. And you not come and ask me for no money for borrow after this year, because this year for me. And he would put that away and whatever. There are those. And there are those who will borrow, lend out all they have and hope to get it back. That is a thing you have to be selfish. Because for you to make it in life, you have to be selfish, you know. At some point in time, you have to stop. When the retirees have to be selfish, they could share, as I said, they would. But when you're coming up in the life, my boy, you have to adopt some selfishness. I don't know your thoughts on the lending part. But I'll give you the reality.
Yeah, because you tell yourself that whoever the retiree is, they have a lump sum of money and it's done. You know, so you're thinking that they could give you whatever you ask for and they shouldn't feel it because it's a lump sum now, but really and truly, the money is done.
Of course.
You know, but it's very relatable because I'll say no more. Right. But I have a joke here, right? Don't take it the wrong way, it's just a joke. But retirement means no alarm clock unless you count your knees. You know that one?
No alarm clock unless you count your knees. Meaning that you
leave that one right there.
All right,
I'll say no more.
All right, okay.
But happy retirement to those who are who are retired.
I have one more retirement. And that is the retirement home. the saddest place on earth. For those of you who don't know, Juby, I had my experience in a whole retirement home. When I say my experience, I went there to do electrical work.
Right.
And a lady, she was there because her children put her there. And Juby, me and the woman crying in the back there because she telling me so. I don't even want to repeat it because it was so sad. But I would say this. There are some cases where children put their parents in retirement homes and do look back. They forget them. And they are taken care of by their pensions, their old age pension. Some of them work it out that the retirement home takes a pension and see about them. So the money comes in there, and that's it. They don't even, the children who have no...
Serious?
Yeah, you have cases like those. Now, when that woman said to me, the woman came, I was by myself doing something, doing the work, and she came, and she's talking to me and so on. And she started to me, she said, oh, and Juby, it was the saddest thing that I've ever experienced. And she said, what I do with you and why they not come in and look for me? And she started to ask me if I know and call the name and thing. And I was there and the lady started, Juby, it broke me. You know when a woman break, you know you as a man does break? The woman, I was weeping with the woman. And when she was done, when we were done and thing and, you know, and I something hit me, boy. And I'm saying, what it is that these children do even... And so when I walked out, and when I came out, there were families who were singing about their own. Like a woman plaiting on a lady and you could tell that is her daughter, and so on. And so I'm saying all of that to say that if it is that mommy have to go to a home or daddy, you can't just put daddy in the home. You have to let daddy know. Daddy, the best place for you is for you to go to this home. We already talked to the people and we are going to take you there. Now, if daddy is just surprised, or mommy is just surprised, that you get vexed one day and you take daddy and you carry him in that home and you put him there, Juby, he ain't going to last long there. And that is what has happened in some cases. When children do not have the time to remember, and I'm saying it this way, to remember is them who change your pampers and they who blew your, got the snot out your nose and that kind of thing. So at the end of it all, you, as much as you feel that you ain't going to get old and thing, you may end up the same way or even worse. So at the end of the day, when it all said and done, gratuity, mobility, and what have you, if it is that daddy or mommy have to end up in a home, you can't abandon them. You have to always check on them to give them that love and support. So you have cell phone, you keep talking with them, you keep visiting them, and all you take turns. In some cases, if it's 5, all you rotate, who going this week, who going next week, who going what day, and so on, who carrying food, and so on, who taking her up for a drive, who's going to comb her hair this week, and that sort of thing. If it's a daddy, if it's a man, what he like, if he like to play draft, he like to play all fours, you go in there and you play with him, and you stay with daddy and you line at the daddy, I don't go now, all right, boy, I'm going to see you next week. And that is okay. And you tell your friend, that's my son, you know he's an engineer. That's my boy, and he go boast. You want that because that gives them that sense of belonging, of the pride that they have. Because when they go in there and they don't have the support, I remember going to the hospital one time and there was a fellow on the bed next door to the person I was visiting. And about 3-4 people came to the same person I was visiting. And nobody was visiting the fella. The fella pulled the thing and said, "Ole, well, come online with me too now." And he was serious, and he said, "Ole, no, we have to understand that. You see, support, the fact that he hearing the fellow over there getting all the support, and he feeling good. He over there, nobody had come in and look for he, and he feel that is the same thing when you put your parents in a home. You cannot abandon them. That experience that I had taught me so much. Go and share the thing. Mommy, where you want today? Girl, I don't know, I feel with some cuckoo. You could get some for me? Mommy, well, I can't make the cooked now, you know. But I go get that for you tomorrow. Right. Or I go call Jennifer and see if Jennifer could fix. Call Jennifer. Jennifer, oh, we got 3-week call or 4-week call. Jennifer, you hear what Mommy say? She want, all right, Jennifer home. So Jennifer go fix that up. All right, but I don't have the car, so you got to come by and pick it. You have that. So it is that important because half of the times these people grieve to death. When you don't look at them, when they don't know, they don't have their loved ones. So I just had to cover that whole question about retirement.
Yeah, there's a pressure one I ended with there with Brathwaite, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And by the way, so while you're young and you have your strength, prepare for your retirement.
Yes, indeed.
What does that mean? Now, I always talk about formative years, productive years, and relaxing years, which is retirement. They all are connected. If you want to put things in place, Juby, as a good friend, and as a, I'm not doing this on the air here, but to all the young people out there, youth is a gift. It is very temporary. I always use Heartbreak Hill. Juby are walking up Heartbreak Hill. I see 2 young men running up the hill, Papa. Watch me, them fellas fit, they're young and thing. So I going up, boy, watch me, as I see China. Hear me now. Them fellas not passing me. Juby, the kind of speed I go with, I can't keep up with them fellas here. Them fellas pass me and say, brother, come on, you can make it. Make what? Make what? And I watch them disappear in the front of me. And I said, I stopped. So, no, so I said, that is youth that I will never get back. And that is life. So now, what has happened to most of us? We just feel we go young forever. Yeah, I don't feel like I just feel young, you know. But when sometimes the pressure take me and I say, boy, I can't make it as I used to. So what you have to do is in your youth, your prime, when you're productive, everything does come. Your season does come. Everything does come, you know. And that's the time you put away in the storehouse. You put away in the storehouse and you set up shop. And when you set up shop, you make the investments so that when you relax, you heard the fella say, he going back home and sleep at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know why he could do that? He put things in place for him to do that. Now, one of the saddest things to watch also is a fella retired and had to be doing security work all hours in the night. I will repeat that. Juby, I was a watchman, eh? And I watchman alongside those senior men, those men who retired. And they are the most angry people you could ever meet. You know why they're angry? They're angry with themselves. I've been to a place, I've seen old men retired from the good job, retired, and had to do security work, holding somebody's dog. And the dog can't even much less. Yeah. So what has to be done there in that case, in those cases, you have to see about yourself while you're young.
But as you say, prepare for your retirement.
Exactly.
You can't be young forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break and just enough time for us to wrap. And of course, election day after this, I go on a voting. I'm going to vote, yeah. So I hope you go and do your thing.
Have you visited Tobago Channel 5's Facebook or Instagram pages lately? Well, check them out now for all the interviews and up-to-date news. Remember to like, share and follow for Tobago news and current affairs information at your fingertips.
Daddy said it was our special lover. I told my granny, but she didn't help.
He was so nice when we talked online.
I threw up again. I just can't sleep. I failed my test. I missed school last week.
Now he wants pictures of my body. I have a right
to let feet stop hurting me. Please.
Don't keep child abuse a secret. If you see something, say something. Report it today at 996. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and the European Union United Nations Spotlight Initiative.
Some of the best things in life take 15 minutes or less, like ordering 2 doubles with sliced pepper from your favorite doubles man. Completing a Develop TT application online can be just as satisfying with a fast, simple, connected, automated construction permitting system. Doing business can become easy. Develop TT is here to do the heavy lifting of connecting applicants with agencies across the permitting system, making it a one-stop, seamless process. Your partnering agencies within the e-service are our 4 Town and Country Planning and Development Regional Offices, 14 Municipal Corporations, 5 Ministry of Works and Transport Divisions, 11 County Medical Offices of Health. Submitting an application for planning permission, status of land correspondence, stamp duty exemption correspondence, submit an unauthorized development complaint liquor license correspondence, custom and bounded correspondence, and you will be able to track your applications online, get a unique reference number when registered to use Develop TT, securely submit documents, reference digitized maps, and receive digital certificates on approval. Develop TT, fast, simple, connected. Visit us at www.developtt.gov.tt, www.tcpd.gov.tt, or email us at support@developtt.gov.tt.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. But just before we go, we do have the PNM. We shared with you the TPP candidates and the voting district. The PNM, you have
Yeah,
it?
so as I said this morning, we shared the voting and the times for TPP. PNM here, Ansel Dennis at Buku Primary School at 10 a.m., Petal Benoit at St. Andrews Anglican Primary School just around 8:30 a.m. I'm also seeing Kelvin Morris. You have voted already.
Oh, yes, okay.
Kevin Harvestgard is Hosford is
Lambo.
at 10:30 a.m. at Lambo Anglican Primary School. Kamisha Bacchus, anyway between 8:30 and 9 a.m. at Hope Anglican. Sterling Timothy would have voted already, yet to get the time and the location from Dexter Millier and Karen Forbes. But Akil Guy would have voted already with Maxlon Roberts. I'm expected to vote this afternoon around 1 p.m. at Delaford Anglican School. Tracy Devines, yet to determine. Brian Harris voted already. Dominic Kerr at Bon Accord Government Primary School. And Shawnee John at Delaford RC. Carl McQueen to be determined. All right, so that's the PNM candidates voting schedule.
Very good.
We would have announced a TPP, and I think the IDA would have been recently issued as well. I'm looking for that. But yes, so the IDA, Linda Daniel, Palliative Community Center at 10 a.m. Stacey Herbert, Palliative Community Center, that would have been earlier this morning at 6 a.m. Terrence David, Montgomery Government Primary School, 10 a.m. Cecil Noel, Golden Lane Primary School at 6 a.m. Elon Berkeley Methodist Primary School, 12:30 p.m. Philbert Williams, Bon Accord Government Primary School at 7 a.m. and Shelley Lewis Utley, Mount Grace Community Center. I'm not seeing the political leaders schedule here, but of course, as we continue throughout the day, we at Tobago Channel 5 would be sharing the reports for you.
All right, so well, that will make the show this morning. Of course, later on we'll bring you all the reports and all the, as they tally the votes, we'll bring you the results right here on Tobago Channel 5. All right, I leave here, go to do my civic duty, and you will do that as well. Mr. Cox, as we close.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us this morning on Rise and Shine, this election day. Of course, keep everything safe and calm and exercise your democratic right. And thank you, and continue to join us on Rise and Shine. We'll be back with you tomorrow, but of course, pay attention to our social media, and of course our channel, Tobago Channel 5 on Pulse 89.5 FM throughout the day. My name is Jumaane Juby Cox, and today is still the best day in the year. Every day.
All right, yes, and of course, I do no cup of tea this morning. Music will play, some of the new releases and so on. And as I go to do my civic duty, embrace the urgency of today, for tomorrow is a mystery. But I'll be saying so long.